Well, good morning, everybody. Whew, it's getting brisk. Weather coming in. I'm just listening to something that's happening in Oregon. It's probably going to happen in other states too. Oregon is closing down small farms, and they're using clean water bills and stuff, protecting clean water as an excuse to shut down small farms. People that grow their own food in their own little small gardens have two or three cows or a chicken coop or whatever. They're just shutting them down. So basically, what this is it's a test run, I'm sure, and other states are probably going to watch it that have same like mind thinking. But they're basically telling people you can't have your farmer's market, you can't have your small little farm. They're basically, and I'm going to use this word judiciously, they're trying to make the people niggers. Yes, that's with the big N. Not in a derogatory term that word's used at, but take it way back 200 years ago, the way it was used. They're trying to make you a slave. Okay? So for all of those who call me out for using the big N word, piss off. Listen up. Because this is what your government's trying to do to you right now, because there are these stupid people in the state capitals passing laws and rules, and county supervisors and mayors and stuff that are pushing these rules and laws and civil codes and stuff to make you a slave now. They're going to take away your rights to use your water on your land. They're going to take away your right to raise your own animals for food or otherwise. They're going to take away your rights to grow your own vegetables to eat. And in the meantime, they're going to jack up all the prices all over the place and make it so inexhaustible for you to be able to afford to buy food. They're going to enslave you. Well, here's my message to the government. What happens when you take away a person's hope? You take away a person's freedom. You take away everything that they have and they have nothing left to lose? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. The people are going to march on your Capitol, march on your town hall, and they're going to burn the fuck down everything that looks like that they're the cause of the problem. So if you don't want a revolt, a revolution, a civil war on your hands, stop infringing on American citizens. Now, part of the thing I was listening to this morning was that they were saying that they were closing these small farm downs to protect the water sources, the groundwater, the stream waters, and everything. Well, small farms and home gardens and stuff don't use a whole lot of water. You want to pick on a lot of water use, go to the commercial side where you have companies like Sierra Spring Water or Shasta Spring Water who are pumping millions and millions of gallons of water out of the ground in your local area and shipping it around the world. There's no consequence for them because somebody has got stocks in those companies and is getting rich over it, and those people are probably one of your senators or your governors or your congressmen, and they're getting paid buku dollars for these kind of companies who are sucking so much water out of the ground that the ground is receding and collapsing, and the local resident well is going dry because they're sucking out from deep wells, and it's drying up all your wells that are down 100 200 feet. They're going down 1,000 feet or deeper into the big aquifers. And as far as protecting the water, one of the reasons they were talking about protecting the water is they didn't want chicken manure or cattle manure or horse manure or whatever running off in the rain down into the stream beds polluting the water. Well, here's my question to that. You've let hundreds of thousands of homeless people, and now you're letting millions of illegal aliens come in who are going to join the ranks of those homeless people. They're camping in our parks. They're camping in our creek beds. They're camping all over. You see them everywhere. They're shitting on the ground. They're shitting in the water. They're shitting in the creeks. They're pissing all over the place. All that's running into the creeks. But yet you're going to protect those people. You're going to protect the biggest cause of water pollution that brings disease to the rest of the population. But you're going to go after the small farmer who has a chicken coop, who raises enough eggs to get through the week because they can't afford to buy eggs in the store, or the farmer that raises blueberries or raises a small tomato garden and a vegetable garden because the runoff from their garden goes supposedly going to flush down into the water system. You're full of crap. You're literally full of crap. I hope this country, the farmers of America, do what the farmers in Europe are doing. You need to roll up on the Capitol with your manure spreaders, and you need to bed down the Capitol building. Just bury it in shit. And I don't like looking at all this stuff, but California has become such a horrible place politically that I've been looking all over the country for maybe where I might like to move away to. And Oregon was on that list, but it's not on that list now. I got a realtor up in Oregon that was looking at houses for me, and I need to contact him and say stop looking in Oregon because Oregon's off the list of states to move to. So it's kind of crazy, but pay attention, keep your ear to the ground, everybody. And as far as you politicians out there, to quote one of your loony people up at the Capitol in D.C., and who his name is, you're about to reap the whirlwind. The people, you take away everything away from the people, and they have nothing left to lose. Then all they have is everything to gain. And if we can't get it by vote, if the people can't get it by electing decent, moral, common sense politicians, well, when people get desperate, people do desperate things. And the people of this country are going to march on your Capitol, march on your City Hall, march on whatever it is where you politicians hide out, and they're going to burn you down. Okay? And maybe that's what all these ridiculous socialist idiots want, these world order morons. They want to destroy the United States by destroying its government, by destroying it through its stupid laws and stuff, infringing on the people's rights. If that's what they're trying to accomplish, well, they're doing a hell of a good job. So wake up, America. Take control of your neighborhood, take control of your city, take control of your state, because it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly fast, and a lot of people don't want to look at it, but it's coming. We just had that big insurgent rush against the National Guard down in Texas, where they pushed through the National Guard and the razor wire and just ran them over. Well, the National Guard isn't going to be effective unless the National Guard can shoot back. So my suggestion to Governor Abbott is lock and load your National Guard. Give them the thumbs up to defend the border. And if these people beat down your troops, that is a hostile invasion of a foreign entity. Shoot the bastards. That's all I can say. Defend the country, defend your people, defend your state. Anyway. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. I sure hope that we have the people out there who can get in position to where they can fix this stuff, I often think maybe I should run for governor of California, but, I'm just nobody, and I don't have the big financial backing, and, I don't think I could put up with the stress of being in politics. But the one thing I can do is when push comes to shove and it gets down to the brass tacks where they take away everything out from under you, I can fight. So I am like many other Americans, matter of fact, probably the majority of Americans who still love this country. Me and people like me are the last line of defense for this country. When our government turns against us, this is the face that you're going to see all across America that's going to stand up against this government and its tyrannical ideas. And all you politicians who have fought so diligently to destroy this nation, just remember one thing: we will remember who you are. You keep that in the back of your head. All right, well, it's George Williams Sr. having my coffee in the morning, listening to my chickens crow. And hey, you want to come and shut down my little vegetable garden? Piss on you. Another one point real quick. The water situation in California, they have all these rules about streams and stuff and what you can and can't do, where you can boat and where you can't boat, and how you have to wash your boat, especially if you have a motorboat or a canoe or a kayak or whatever. Well, here's a little tidbit for those of you in Northern California. Sharpshooter snail has been designated as a real environmental threat to all the streamways and stuff like that. Well, the Trinity River, areas of the Trinity River are infested with the sharpshooter snail. So if you boat on Clare Angle Lake, the Trinity Lake, or on the Trinity River, they ask you to wash your boats off before you come over to the Sacramento River or the Feather River. Well, here's the deal. If you don't know, in California, 2/3 of the Trinity River gets piped from Lewiston through the conduits into Carr Powerhouse, which dumps into Whiskeytown Lake. There's no sharpshooter snail filters on those big power plant systems where they suck water from one river drainage and dump it into another river drainage. So it goes from Lewiston to Carr Powerhouse into Whiskeytown Lake. So now Clear Creek is infested. Then it's getting sucked out of Whiskeytown Lake over or through the mountain over to Keswick down by Redding into the Sacramento River drainage. There is no filters on these turbines and power generation systems. So all the rules about the sharpshooter snail, and you have to clean your boat to avoid transferring the larvae and the eggs and whatever through the water into the next river drainage. Every time the Department of Fish and Game fines you, every time you get a ticket for that or a penalty for that, well, guess what? They're just stealing from you, because they're already dumping the water from one infected river into another river system. And literally the water from the Trinity River flows through the Sacramento River, flows down Clear Creek, which connects to the Feather River, which connects to the Yuba River, which connects to all these rivers down the center of the Sacramento Valley all the way to the bay. The government has infected all the waterways around here. Then you couple that with the homeless problem in California, with all these people, places I used to play as a child down in the creeks and stuff and catch salamanders and crawdads and catfish and trout and salmon as a little boy. There's nothing left there. It's totally devastated, and they want to blame climate change. But yet there's encampments all along the bank with garbage and trash and human feces, raw sewage everywhere. Not to mention needles and fentanyl and all that other stuff. I'm going to wrap it up now. Train's going by. Stay free, stay safe, America, and don't be a slave. Don't let these politicians fool you. Your government has betrayed you. Remember that. All right, one last little tidbit now that the train has gone by. So there's this thing happening in California where they don't want to post the mugshots of people that commit crimes. And they're going to make it a crime against you if you post your Ring doorbell camera mugshot of a person stealing your stuff off your porch, or whatever the case be. If a criminal gets his picture posted on social media or any other form, it's a crime against the person that these criminals victimized. And they're saying it's to protect the rights of the criminals. Well, that's a bunch of bull. You know what? California is making it to where if you're a criminal, you have more rights than the citizens of California, which is another thing that is just not going to stand. Okay. Unfortunately, is it not Prop 1 or whatever, on the last election, I'm just going to call it Proposition 1 because I don't have the exact title on the top of my head, passed. And I think it passed by a very small margin. So this tells me that the majority of people in California are as stupid as they seem to be, because that proposition is just another way for Gavin Newsom to steal money from every citizen, including the people who voted for it, for projects that have failed over and over and over again. They've got other laws and stuff on the books that were to address that same problem, and they have not worked. So why rewrite it into a different format and claim it's for helping the homeless? Because it's not. It's for lining Gavin Newsom or somebody he knows' pocket, which will ultimately funnel back to him because he's a freaking crook, a greasy dirtbag. God, I hope he actually runs for president, because then his whole life can be exposed, not just here in California, but nationwide. And I would love to see him be defeated and shamelessly just have his nose drugged through the ringer. Because everybody needs to know that the governor of California is a greasy, slimy, crooked dirtbag, probably worse than Joe Biden. You know, he invited the CCP prime minister or president or whatever they call him in China to San Francisco very short time ago. You know, what's his name? Xi Jinping, ding ding dong, whatever the hell his name is. I don't care. He's a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. And he cleans up the section of California, makes it all nice for this guy to come visit. Well, why doesn't he clean up all of California all the time? All of the cities down there. You know, San Francisco is a cesspool and it's a slime pool. But you know what? If you voted for Joe just because you didn't like Trump, all this is your fault. And it's taken almost a month for them to count the votes from the last election here, Super Tuesday. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe they needed to figure out how they could cheat again. But anyway. So, back to what I was talking about. You know, they're making it criminal in California, has more rights. You know, one of the police departments posted a bunch of Lego heads. Well, if they're Lego heads, then I guess they're not people. So I guess you can't be held accountable for defending your property against a Lego invasion. You know, if you cap a Lego, well, you didn't cap a person, right? Think about it. And also pronouns. They're forcing the police departments, the officers, to address people by pronouns. Well, here's a pronoun for all you criminals. You're a dirtbag. You're a shithead. You're a criminal. Those are pronouns. Those are things that I can put in front of your name and call you by. You know, if you're a guy, I'm not going to address you as a girl. You know, it ain't going to happen. You want to try and throw me in jail? Well, I might go to jail, but I will go to jail for something other than addressing who your pronoun is. You know, I don't think the cops in my area are as stupid as the cops that are being forced down in these bigger cities and areas where they're controlled by woke, socialist, communist politicians that are so out of touch with the people that they don't even know what they're talking about. And they're going to end up suffering as much or more than what they're imposing on the people, because the people are going to get tired of them. And like I said earlier, when you take away everything a person has and they got nothing to lose, they're going to come after you. They're going to come after your government, and they're going to tell you with pitchforks and hoes and shovels, if need be, they're going to come after you. And if any lesson has been learned in Afghanistan and Bosnia, well, a determined civilian population can overcome a military. You know, and if Joe Biden thinks his F-16s are going to fly against American citizens, well, guess what? Doesn't matter. You know, you may kill a lot of your own countrymen, like Zelensky's doing in Ukraine, genociding his own people for the sake of funneling money through the DNC. But eventually the people will overcome, because The tyrannical government consists of just a small group of people and a small group of businessmen. And when you couple that small group against a frustrated national population, the population will stomp you in the ground. That's just what I'm saying. So, criminals having rights more than California citizens here in California, um, I'm not going to worry about that because you know what? They come and invade my house. They come and attack my family. They come to steal my car. Uh, they are going to meet with overwhelming force. Not going to put up with it. And any DA in California that thinks that's going to be a problem and wants to go after me for defending myself and my property, my home, well, you know what? Piss on you. You can go straight to hell. And before I get myself any more worked up for the rest of the day, I got things to do before it rains. I'll talk to you later. Bye.